Alright guys, so Netflix is getting smashed up today after earnings, minus 5.8% in pre-market right now. We'll see how that develops today. Interestingly, we're coming right into pretty massive support here around this sort of $82 level. So we'll see if it can catch a bid, bouncing off of support here, getting a relief rally of sorts. We're definitely in a downtrend right now, which is obviously not great if you're a Netflix fan. If we do break this line, then where is the next point that we're going to be looking at? Well, there's a couple. Firstly, we've got a trend line here, which we can draw, which is going to be a pretty reliable one, I think. You know, you're going back to essentially where this run originated, and you're bouncing off that level every time. So I imagine if you were to get down here to the sort of 70, 60, 65 to 70 sort of level, depending on at what point in time, you know, that's a further 20%, potentially 15 to 20% move from where we are now. If you were to get there, then I'd imagine you'd get a pretty strong bounce from this level. If we do break through that line and continue going down, then we're looking at a couple of levels. This is a big one right here. You can see it was previously resistance way back in the day in the previous bull market, and it has acted as both resistance and support. So you can imagine that if you come down here, this could also be another great buying opportunity. And likewise, probably the lowest target I'm looking at is something around here. It's not impossible that we could break below this, and it does seem crazy right now, but, you know, if you had a major market breakdown, then you can go definitely down more on these tech names, such as Netflix. That would be a minus 70% from the peak. Perhaps we could drop even lower. Hard to say where the bottom would be. It would probably be along a trend line, something like this, from way back when. All the way to here, but that's a pretty grim situation. You know, you're looking at some kind of a market bottom around these sort of levels. That would be, you know, quite a rough 80% drop, but not impossible. Not the most probable outcome necessarily. So if I were trying to build a position in Netflix, I would consider, you know, maybe adding a bit here on this, you know, support a bit more when we drop to this trend line, and further still if we go lower. Just be careful if you are buying Netflix, because it is in a pretty severe downtrend at the moment, and, you know, despite the pretty good earnings, it is getting smashed up, the stock today. So we'll see if it can turn around here, and it's very possible I would maybe be buying a little bit here in the hopes that it can rebound. If not, then you've got targets a bit further down. Would place some orders there potentially. But I hope that is helpful. Subscribe for more charts, and I'll see you guys next time.